So, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Sakura Haruno from Naruto Shippuden. And this here is the Figuarts Sakura, or at least the more modern version. I believe there is an older version as well. And this is the more, I'm not sure when, I think this was 2022, I think, when this one came out. And she is one of the cheaper offerings out of that group. I own the 4 main Team 7 members, and she's the second cheapest for some reason. Everywhere I look, she's like 60, 70. That's Canadian, by the way. But this is a pretty intriguing figure. And as far as it goes, I mean, it looks dead on, much like most SH Figuarts look dead on. There's no issues to be had as far as the colors or anything are concerned. I mean, she got the kind of pink skirt and then the pink, elbow pads, black gloves. The boots are black. They are high heel as well, which have got to be impractical, right? But then I'm sitting there thinking about the shoes Jiraiya wears, where he has, the little, extra planks on the bottom. I don't know what they're called. But I just have a feeling high heels would be kind of impractical as a ninja. She has the little pouch on the side of her right leg, much like most of the figures come with from the Naruto line. The chest area actually does have a bit of a shading done to it. You might not be able to see it, but right around here there's a bit of a darker red, kind of a more crimson, whereas this is kind of more like a cherry red for the most part, the whole torso. It's coming out a little darker on camera. Probably just because of the lighting setup. If I move it, will it help it? Not really. No. It's just going to remain the exact same. As far as it goes, face-wise, there that is. She has multiple faces, which we'll talk about in a minute. She has her hair, which is pink. She also has her headband, which, of course, has the hidden leaf insignia on it, as that is her ninja headband. The hair, very pointy at the back, and it does have a kind of severed cut in there, as you can see. So where the headband is tied at is down there, and then this bottom section of hair is connected to the neck as well, which is intriguing. But as far as it goes, that is basically the figures look-wise. Pretty basic, standard Sakura. It's exactly what you'd expect from Sakura. For Sakura's hands, we first have the fisted hands, which are equipped out of the box. We then have your more calm, neutral hands, which of course she comes with 2 of. We then have this hand, which is kind of the one for her more iconic pose of her with the glove, where she's kind of putting her gloves on type of thing. And then the other ones are kind of more open gripping hands type of thing. Pretty basic, standard box hands. I mean, there's not really anything unique other than the one hand. She is one of those base release figures, so she doesn't come with nearly as many hands. She only comes with the basic 3 and then 1 extra, as you can see. Next up is the faces, starting with her generic face that I believe this is the one she has on out of the box, which is more of a pleasant neutral face. She does have those very nice green eyes picked out, but they do kind of look a little blue on camera for some reason, but they are more of that kind of teal-ish color kind of thing. That's what color they are, so that's why it kind of looks blue. But they are green, do not worry. It's just the camera's not picking up the color very well. As far as it goes, the next face. And the next face is just the neutral, but to show how you swap it, you just remove the bangs, and then the old face, put on the new face, and ta-da! We have the more angry-looking neutral face, or the more kind of, worried-looking face. This is the one I usually have on her. It's a little more serious-looking than the other one. The other one looks a little too pleasant, in my opinion. Next face is a more happy, smiling face, which I more attribute to her looking at Sasuke than anything. That's basically what I think of when I see that. Very intriguing. I mean, that was one they had to include. Next face is her yelling face, which, yeah, when you're doing attack poses, you're probably going to want to have this one on here for the shot, you know. That's what she always said. Is it Sha? Am I crazy? She always said Sha, right? When she would go for the punch, at least English-wise. I'm not talking Japanese again. But English dub-wise, she'd usually say Sha. And her next and final face is her very exaggerated angry face. All of the Naruto figures that I own, except Sasuke, come with one of these exaggerated faces. And I did have to tilt the head because it just felt necessary. With this one, it is like the yelling at Naruto type of thing. You know, it's a pretty easy pose. You'll probably see it, but I'll do it anyway. The yelling at Naruto pose. It just seems so easy to do with this face. It's just such a good face. I love these exaggerated faces with the Naruto figures. I really do. Most of them come with them. So that is quite nice. But that is not all the accessories. She actually comes with an effect part as well, which is quite intriguing. It looks like this. There's a bit of a kind of light blue on the edges of it. And as far as equipping it, you basically just slide her fist in. And again, there will be posing done, as there should be with this. But it's kind of just like a powered-up fist effect, which looks pretty good. I do like it a lot. Not many of them came with effect parts. The only one that came with effect parts other than her is Sasuke, and it's the whole Chidori effect part, which is kind of weird. I don't know why she's the only one. Like, even Naruto, I mean, I guess him not coming with one, he doesn't... Well, he came with the Rasengan, I guess, but other than the Rasengan, there's no other ones he would really need. So I guess I'm wrong. It's just Kakashi never came with one, which is really weird considering his main attack is also the Chidori Electro Blade. But as far as it goes, that is it for the accessories, and let's take a look at the articulation on this figure. And as far as the articulation goes, pretty good. Ball joint at the head. The neck joint really does work on her. On most of the Dragon Ball ones, it doesn't tend to work that well, but on Sakura here, it works for some reason. Like, it actually really does. It's kind of loose, if I'm being honest. We then have outward. We have the butterfly joint, which looks a little awkward, if I'm being honest. But that's fine. Outward, forward, back, double elbow. But the double elbow isn't as good. This is always a thing with female figures. I don't know why double elbows are so hard to do on female figures. Maybe it's because the arms are thinner. I don't know. It's just one of those things I know, like, even with, like, Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series and things like that. I know these are completely different stratospheres. But that's what I usually hear it in as them, is the double elbow problem. And she doesn't really have a double elbow. And I know all of the male figures that I own do. She's the only female SH Figuarts I own. So she's kind of the only one that has that. The hand joint is actually quite limited. It does have the rotation, but the up and down, there we go. It's because it wasn't facing the right way. There it is. Never mind. Take that back. She does have a bit of an ab crunch, but it is blocked because of the piece they use kind of in the abdomen area. Kind of blocks it. Now, one thing I also want to mention is this is rubber, so don't worry about that. I guess over time, though, if you have it posed, say, with the knee out, this will probably end up getting stuck, which is a bit crazy, but I think it will. So the way I had her posed, her leg was slightly forward, and I was kind of worried about that because I have her doing the glove pose. So that's how I was a little worried about that one, but I don't think it really did anything because it was on the right leg that it would have been a little more forward. But that does not obscure articulation. Is basically what I'm getting to here, is that you can move the leg forward and back, outward, double knee, which is quite good, a ankle up, and the back doesn't go nearly as far as the forward, toe bend as well, and then of course a swivel there. So all of the articulation that you would expect from an SH Figuarts, other than the elbows being a little more restricted, which is a shame that they're a little more restricted. I wish they had a little bit more range. But as far as it goes, let's just get into my final thoughts here on Sakura. As far as my final thoughts go on the Sakura Haruno, she is a pretty good figure. And I mean, if you're collecting the Naruto line, I feel like she's going to be a gimme anyway. Like, she's one of the main characters. You can't just skip her, especially if you're just going for Team 7. If you're going for certain figures, I mean, sure, but I feel like it's kind of an odd one not to buy her. She's just like one of the main characters. It's kind of hard to miss out on her. as far as it goes, I mean, she's not my favorite. I would say she probably is my least favorite out of the bunch, but it's mostly just because she doesn't come with a ton of accessories, and as far as it goes, she doesn't have as many, like, cool action scenes related to her as far as it goes. Like, she doesn't have that many, which is a shame. I wish there was a little bit more of an iconic fight scenes with Sakura, but there really isn't. The only one I can think of is versus Lady Chiho, or with Lady Chiho versus Sasori. That's the only one that's, like, really good, which is a shame. But I would recommend her. She is, like I said, on the cheaper side for the SH Figuarts line. She's one of the more basic figures, and before we even go, just gotta make sure here, because I want to show the box, because she does have one of those weird skinny boxes, which tends to happen with the female figures. I've noticed, especially with the Dragon Ball line, that's where I've mostly noticed it, is like Launch and Bulma have these boxes, and then also like Kid Goku. So it seems like the kid figures and then the female figures tend to get these more skinny boxes for some reason. I don't know, just wanted to throw that in there, just because it's different. But that's really it for this review. This has been my review of Sakura Haruno from SH Figuarts. It's been Out Elite signing out. And yes, the box fell over, that's what that noise was.